Chapter 1. The Mystery Girl. It all began in a beautiful spring morning in a small village called Whistler, in Canada. Whistler was a quiet village in the mountains of British Columbia. There was a café in the village. It had tables outside. At one of the tables sat a young man. He finished his breakfast. He drank his coffee. He looked up at the blue sky. The sun felt warm on his face. His name was Peter. Peter was a happy man. A waiter came to his table. "More coffee?" the waiter asked. "Yes, please," Peter said. He gave the waiter his cup. The waiter looked at the camera on the table. "On vacation?" he asked. "Where are you from?" "San Francisco," Peter said. He laughed. "But I'm not on vacation, I'm working." "I'm a travel writer," Peter said. "I'm writing a book about mountains in North America." "I have some great pictures of your mountain." The two men looked up at the mountain behind the village. It looked beautiful in the morning sun. "Do you travel a lot?" the waiter asked. "All the time," Peter said. "I write books. I write for travel magazines. I write about many things," Peter said. "Different countries, different towns and villages, rivers, mountains, and people." The waiter looked over Peter's head. "There is a girl across the street," he said. "Do you know her?" Peter turned his head and looked. "No," he said, "I don't know her." "Well," the waiter said, "I think she knows you. She's watching you very carefully." The waiter smiled. "Have a nice day," he said, and walked back into the café. Peter looked at the girl across the street. She was about 25 years old. She was very pretty. "She's watching me," Peter thought. The girl turned away and looked into a shop window. After a moment, she looked back at Peter again. Peter watched her. "She looks worried," he thought. "What is she doing? Is she waiting for someone?" Suddenly, the girl smiled. She walked across the street. She came to Peter's table. She sat down. She put her bag on the table. The bag was half open. "Hi," she said. "My name is Emily. Do you remember me? We met at a party in Toronto." "Hi, Emily," Peter said. He smiled. "I'm Peter," he said, "but we didn't meet at a party in Toronto. I don't go to parties very often, and never in Toronto." "Oh," Emily said, but she did not stand up. She did not move away. "Have some coffee," Peter said. The story about the party was not true, but it was a beautiful morning, and Emily was a very pretty girl. Chapter 2. Suspicion. Emily laughed. "Okay," she said. "Maybe it was another party. And yes," she smiled, "I'd love some coffee." After the waiter brought the coffee, Peter asked, "What are you doing in Whistler? Do you live here?" "Oh, no," Emily said. "I'm just traveling through." "I'm a travel writer," Peter said. "I'm writing a book about famous mountains." "That's interesting," Emily said. But her face looked worried. She did not look interested. She looked across the road again. A man was walking across the street. He had very short, white hair. He was about 60 years old. He was tall and thin. Emily watched the man carefully. "Are you waiting for someone?" Peter asked. "No," Emily said, quickly. Then she asked, "Where are you going next, Peter?" To Vancouver, Peter said, for 3 or 4 days. When are you going? Emily asked. Later this morning, Peter said. There was a letter inside Emily's half-open bag. Peter could see some words. He saw the word Vancouver. He read more. And we can meet at the Empress Hotel, Victoria, Vancouver Island, on Friday afternoon. So she is going to Vancouver too, Peter thought. Suddenly, Emily asked, Do you like movies? Movies? Peter said. Yes, I love movies. Why? I know a man, Emily said slowly. He loves movies. He loves going to the cinema. People call him Mr. Hollywood. She smiled at Peter. Can I call you Mr. Hollywood too? Peter laughed. Okay, he said. Chapter 3. The Man with White Hair. And what can I call you? Peter asked. Emily smiled again. Call me Mystery Girl, she said. That's a good name for you, Peter said. Just then, the man with short white hair came into the café. He did not look at Peter or Emily. He sat at a table near them. He asked the waiter for breakfast. Then he began to read a magazine. Emily looked at the man. Then she quickly looked away. Do you know him? Peter asked. No, Emily said. She finished her coffee quickly. She stood up. I must go now, she said. Peter stood up too. Nice to, he began, but Emily suddenly put her hands on Peter's face and kissed him on the mouth. Drive carefully, Mr. Hollywood, she said. Goodbye. She smiled a big, beautiful smile. Then she turned and walked away quickly. Peter sat down again and watched her. Emily walked down the street and went into a big hotel. Now what? Peter thought. What was that all about? The man with white hair watched Peter and waited. After a few minutes, Peter finished his coffee. He took his books and his camera and left the café. His car was outside the hotel where Emily went in. Peter walked slowly down the street to his car. The man with white hair waited. Then he followed Peter. From a window high in the hotel, Emily looked down at the road. She saw Peter. She saw the man with white hair about 50 yards behind him. Peter got into his blue car. The man with white hair walked quickly to a red car across the street. Chapter 4. Danger in Vancouver. 5 seconds later, Peter drove away in his blue car. The red car followed him. From the hotel window, Emily watched the road. She saw Peter drive away. She saw the red car behind him. Emily smiled. Then she began to pack her bag. That evening, Peter was in his hotel room in Vancouver. He could not stop thinking about the girl from the café. Why did she sit with him? She did not know him. The story about the party was not true. She looked worried, but why? And the kiss. It was nice, but why did she kiss him? Maybe she likes my face, Peter thought, or my brown eyes. But I'm not going to see her again, he said to himself, so it doesn't matter. He put some money in his pocket and went downstairs to eat. The hotel restaurant was full, so Peter walked to Gastown and found a restaurant there. After dinner, he went for a walk.
Vancouver was a friendly city. Peter liked walking through Gastown and Chinatown. He looked in the shops. He watched the people. It was nearly dark. The streets were busy. There were many cars and many people. After some time, Peter walked back to his hotel. He came to a busy street. He waited with a small crowd to cross the road. A tall woman in a blue dress stood next to him. She smiled. "It's the first warm evening of spring," she said. "It's nice to be outside after the long, cold winter." "Yes," Peter said, "it's great." Suddenly, there was a hand in his back. The hand pushed him. Peter fell into the road. A big green car stopped just inches from his head. People screamed. The woman in the blue dress ran into the road. She pulled Peter to his feet. "Are you okay?" she asked. "What happened?" The driver shouted angrily, but Peter did not hear him. "Somebody pushed me," Peter said. "I didn't fall. Somebody pushed me." Peter looked around. Then he saw a man's back. The man was tall and thin. He had very short white hair. The man walked away quickly and did not look back. "Hey, you!" Peter shouted. "Wait!" But the man disappeared into the crowd. "Did he push you?" the woman asked. "I don't know," Peter said. "Do you know him?" she asked. "I don't know his name," Peter said, "but I know that white hair. Where did I see him before?" The woman smiled. "I must go home," she said. "Are you okay now?" "Yes," Peter said. "Thank you." Back in his hotel room, Peter sat on the bed and thought. "It was an accident," he said. "Nobody pushed me. There are many men with white hair in Vancouver." It was late, but Peter could not sleep. He listened to the cars outside. He looked at the night sky. He tried to write his book, but he could not think. Then he lay on the bed and picked up a magazine. He turned the pages. Suddenly, he saw a picture. It was Emily. He looked carefully. Yes, it was her. The magazine said, "Emily Hudson, daughter of a Canadian millionaire." She was standing next to a man. They were smiling. So her name is not Emily, Peter thought. She is not a mystery girl. She is the daughter of a rich man. Peter remembered the café. He remembered the man sitting near them. Tall, thin, short white hair. Peter did not sleep much that night.
Chapter 5. A Walk in the Park. The next day was Thursday. Peter stayed in his hotel room and wrote about mountains all morning. In the afternoon, he drove to Stanley Park. He sat and read a book for an hour. Then he went for a walk under the tall trees. There was nobody here. It was quiet, and Peter could walk and think. He thought about Emily Hudson. He thought about the man with white hair. Did he know Emily Hudson? Did she know him? He remembered Emily's last words. "Drive carefully, Mr. Hollywood." Why did she say that? Why did she call him Mr. Hollywood? Suddenly, Peter heard a noise. He stopped. That was a gun, he thought. There it is again. Something hit the tree over his head. Somebody is shooting at me, Peter thought. He turned and ran. Somebody began to run after him. Peter ran through the trees. There was no sun here, and it was half dark. There were no people, nobody to help him. I must get to my car, Peter thought. Find some people. Find the police. He ran on.
he could still hear the man behind him, so he ran faster. After 3 or 4 minutes, Peter stopped and listened. Everything was quiet. Peter was afraid. What is happening? He thought. Why is somebody shooting at me? First, a hand pushed me in front of a car. Now, somebody is shooting at me. Peter waited another second or two. Then he walked carefully back to his car. He looked and listened all the time. Nobody came out of the trees. Nobody shot at him again. Then he saw people, women with young children, some boys with a football, 2 men with a dog. Peter began to feel better. Nobody can shoot me now, he thought, not with all these people here. 10 minutes later, Peter was back at his car. There was a letter on the window. Peter read it. "I'm going to kill you, Mr. Hollywood." Peter drove to the nearest police station.
Chapter 6. Vancouver Island. Peter waited at the police station. A tired young policeman listened to his story. The policeman wrote everything down. "So what are you going to do?" Peter asked. "Nothing," the policeman said. "Nothing?" Peter asked. "You didn't see the man," the policeman said. "Was it a man? A woman? A boy? You don't know. Maybe it was an old girlfriend," the policeman said. "Maybe someone doesn't like your travel books." "But the man with white hair," Peter said. "He heard her call me Mr. Hollywood. And now I get a letter to Mr. Hollywood. Who is Mr. Hollywood?" "We all want answers," the policeman said, "but we don't always get them." Peter left the police station. He was angry, he was afraid. How did the man with white hair find me in Vancouver? He thought. Did he follow me from Whistler? Is he watching me now? That evening, Peter decided to go to Victoria. He remembered the letter in Emily's bag. "We can meet at the Empress Hotel, Victoria, on Friday afternoon." Friday was the next day. "I'm going to Victoria," Peter said. The next morning, Peter drove south to the ferry. Every few minutes he looked behind him. There were many cars. Black cars, white cars, red cars. Maybe the man with white hair was there. At the ferry, Peter drove onto the ship. There were many people. Peter walked around the ferry. He looked at the older men. He looked for someone tall and thin, but he did not see him. The ferry started to move. Peter felt better. Maybe he is not here, he thought. Later, Peter walked around again. Once he thought he saw the man, but he was not sure. After 90 minutes, the ferry arrived on Vancouver Island. Peter drove toward Victoria. He looked behind him again. A red car stayed about 200 yards behind him. Did I see that car before? Peter thought. Peter drove more slowly. The red car stayed behind him. Then he entered the busy streets of Victoria. The red car disappeared. Peter did not see it again. Chapter 7. The Tea Room. Victoria was a beautiful city. There were gardens and old buildings. Peter liked Victoria, but today he was not interested in the city. He went straight to the Empress Hotel. Inside the hotel, he walked to the desk. I'm meeting a friend, Peter said. Her name is Emily Hudson. The young man at the desk looked at his computer. There is no Miss Hudson staying here, he said. Peter took a photo from his pocket. This is her, he said. The young man looked at the photo. Oh, he said, you mean Mr. Hudson's daughter. She is not staying here, he said, but I saw her 10 or 15 minutes ago. She was with a man. They went to the tea room. The tea room? Peter asked. Yes, the young man said. It's inside the hotel. Peter walked quickly to the tea room. Inside, there were many tables. People were drinking tea. Peter looked around the room. Then he saw Emily. She was sitting at a table with a man. The man was about 30 years old, or maybe a little younger. He was tall. He was brown from the sun. He wore a white shirt, white trousers, and white shoes. He said something to Emily. She laughed. She looked very happy. Peter walked to the table. Hello, mystery girl, Peter said. Do you remember me? Emily looked up. Oh, she said. Her face went red. Peter, she said quietly. The man looked at Peter. Who is this? He asked. This is Peter, Emily said. He's a writer. Peter, she said. This is Daniel. Some people call him Mr. Hollywood, Peter said. Daniel looked surprised. How did you know that? He asked. Peter smiled. I guessed, he said. Daniel, Peter said, can I ask you a question? Daniel looked at him. Does somebody want to kill you? Daniel's face went white. Kill me? He said. What are you talking about? Before anyone could speak again, Emily suddenly looked at the door. Oh no, she said. Look over there. Peter and Daniel turned. At the door of the tea room stood the man with very short white hair. He looked up and down the room. Then he saw them. He began to walk toward their table. His hand was in his pocket. Chapter 8. A Nice Smile. For a second or two, nobody moved. Then Daniel jumped to his feet. That's Mr. Hollywood, he shouted. He pointed at Peter. The man with white hair pulled a gun from his pocket. This is for Anna, he shouted. Peter moved very fast. He pushed the table over and fell to the floor. The gun fired. The shot went over Peter's head. Emily screamed. At the same time, Daniel shouted and put his hand on his arm. There was blood on his white shirt. People screamed. 2 waiters ran forward and pulled the man with white hair to the floor. Get the police, somebody shouted. Later that evening, Peter and Emily were at the police station. The man with white hair was in another room with 3 detectives. There was a doctor with him. Daniel was at the hospital. The door opened. A detective came in with 2 cups of coffee. He put them on the table and turned to go out again. Did the hospital call? Emily asked. Is Daniel going to be all right? Yes, the detective said. He is going to be okay. The door opened again. Another detective came in. Behind him was a tall man with dark hair. Emily stood up quickly. Dad, she cried. What are you doing here? The police called me, the man said. I flew here at once. Sit down, Emily, he said. I want you to listen. Emily sat down. Her father took her hands. Emily, he said quietly, last week the man with white hair came to my house. He wanted to talk about his daughter. Her name was Anna. 3 months ago, she jumped from a bridge and died. She was young
beautiful, and rich. She loved a man. The man took her money, ran away, and left her. Emily began to cry. That man, her father said, was called Mr. Hollywood. No, she shouted. Yes, her father said. Yes, Emily. To you he used the name Daniel. To Anna he used another name. He took money from rich women. The man with white hair was Anna's father. He wanted to find Mr. Hollywood. When you called Peter Mr. Hollywood, he followed Peter. That is why Peter was in danger. Emily looked at Peter. I'm sorry, she said. I got you into all this. It's okay, Peter said. You know the truth now. Later that night, Peter took the ferry back to Vancouver. He was tired and hungry. He went to the ferry restaurant. There was only one free table. Peter sat down and began to eat. Excuse me, a voice said. Can I sit here? Peter looked up. A pretty girl was standing there. Peter stood up. It's okay, he said. You can have the table. I'm not hungry. The girl smiled. It was a nice smile, but Peter knew now. Nice smiles can lie. Peter walked away.